So, question: do you ever that what's the lady that is now the new manager, the new GM for that baseball team? What baseball team is the lady the new GM for?
So Kim Ng is the new GM for Miami.
Yes, that is. I read about it, but I forgot what team it was for.
The
I mean,
Marlins, yeah.
her being there. I mean, that's amazing. Do you think that a female will ever play in the MLB?
I mean, yeah, I would hope so. Honestly, when things like this happen, in my opinion, my thought is about damn time, right? Like none of this is like, ooh, congrats, like, ooh, that's so cool. It's like, ooh, she should have gotten this probably 10 years ago. I mean, she's been a part of the MLB for 30 plus years. She's
Yeah,
been in every single position. Like, there's not a single thing in baseball operations that she has not touched. And so for her to, I mean, she's been interviewing for GM jobs for years. And I've actually had the opportunity to have conversations with Kim Ng, and she's like absolutely amazing, absolutely like one of the most intelligent women I've ever met. And so for her to have this opportunity to finally be a GM, and it's from Derek Jeter, right? And like she was a part of the World Series teams with the Yankees when Jeter was playing. And I think it's just an amazing thing that it all came together that way. And Derek Jeter, I've done a lot of things with Players Tribune, and he's always been someone that's been a huge advocate for women in sports and just women in general. And so I think that it's amazing to see the path that all of this has kind of led to. And um, for me, you see so many women in sports achieving so many great things, whether it's being the first GM or being the first to coach in MLB, NFL, whatever it is. And I think for me, it's never been a matter of these women weren't qualified. It's never been a matter that they couldn't do these things, right? It's finally that these gatekeepers are just opening the door for them. They've
yeah.
always been there knocking on it. Now the door is finally open.
I mean, I've seen recently there have been just like more doors being open. I've seen recently that there's just more doors being open for these women. I mean, especially in the NFL. I mean, recently as well, you've seen women in NBA getting the chances to be assistant coaches. I mean, it's just they really are qualified for it, but like you said, the door have not been opened, and so it'll be great to see them step into that position because I mean you never know. I mean there's some really qualified women out there for these jobs, but they just haven't gotten the chance to do that.
Yeah, 100%. And I just think representation is huge, right? At the end of the day, you have to sometimes see things to believe things in order to achieve them. And when you have these women achieving these amazing feats, it's only going to allow so many young women to believe that they can as well. And it's to the point now where people are not allowed to keep these doors closed, right? I mean, Kim Ng, what I think is amazing about when I say we're better together as far as women in sports or just sports as a whole, is now that door's been open for Kim Ng, there's absolutely no excuses for any of those other doors to stay shut, right? So now a woman steps up, whether it's baseball, basketball, football, soccer, hockey, whatever it is, right? Kim Ng being that person that is now a GM, right? For someone to be like, well, I don't know. It's like, oh, you don't know, right? There's no excuse anymore. And I think that is only going to continue to trickle into other sports, and you're going to see more doors opening because while these women have always been qualified, there's always been these reasons that individuals have made up to say that they shouldn't be a part of this job. Men coach women all the time. Why can't women do the same thing? And so for me, it's an amazing thing to see this representation take place because it's only going to continue to grow.
Yes. So pretty much AJ is ready for the MLB right now.
No, but the thing is like I love what I do, right? So I don't ever want to.
I think you're ready for the MLB. I mean, them catches, yo.
Yeah, but the thing is that what I don't want is for the MLB to be the standard, right? So what I do in softball is amazing on its own. I'm an amazing softball player, and I don't need to live up to being a baseball player, right? I don't need to be me being what I'm doing as a softball player is standalone, the best you'll ever see. I don't need to be compared to a baseball player to be like, oh, she's doing this, she should play baseball. No, she's doing this, she should continue to dominate softball, and you can watch both, right? So I think it's so important for young girls to understand that men are not the pinnacle, right? They're doing great. They're doing whatever it is that they're doing. And you can too in your sport. You don't have to try to live up to being this man or being in this male sport in order to be seen as great. So I think that that's definitely an important message. I appreciate the compliment, but I do think that I'm amazing in softball, and women should know that softball is a pinnacle and it is top tier and what you should strive for.
I mean, it's great that you said that, because you hear that a lot. You hear that a lot, that, oh, she's doing great here. Oh, she can definitely play in the NBA, or she can definitely play in the MLB, or she can definitely play in with the men's soccer. You definitely hear that. But
well, those are things are different. Like, there's women playing baseball, right? So if I was playing baseball and you were like, oh, all right, AJ, you're ready for MLB. Like, okay, cool. Like, I'm playing baseball, but softball is a different sport. You know what I mean? So there's nothing to say that a woman isn't ready to play baseball if that's what she's playing. But if you're playing softball, don't think that you have to try to be a baseball player in order to be successful, because you don't. And, I think in a good example of Sarah Fuller, right, who is now the Vanderbilt kicker, and she's made absolute history playing D1 football and starting in a game and making a kick the other weekend, right? And so, or scoring the goal the other weekend. And I think that what is so cool about everything she said is that when she's asked, like, are you nervous? She's like, no, this is definitely not half as nerve-wracking as playing in the SEC finals and winning an SEC championship for soccer, right? She's like, this is just another game. And that's the mentality, though. Like, just because she's playing with these men doesn't mean the standard has changed. Doesn't mean anything about her performance or who she is as a person is different. Like, you're not elevating yourself because you're playing with men. You're elevating yourself because you're ready for a new competition in a new sport, period. And I think that what she said, while it's so subtle, and I'm sure she didn't mean for it to come off any kind of way, I took it as, no, she's a competitor, and competing for a championship game is always going to be more nerve-wracking than just going out and playing another game.
Yeah, I agree.
With or without.